So for this last clip that we're going to show and analyze, we have to talk about yaoi. And so yaoi is the most forefront visible LGBTQ presence within the anime genres. And so yaoi and yuri, it translates to boys love or girls love. And so it's been around for quite some time, and recently it's, throughout the 2000s, it became more and more popular with, especially within girls. The girl fan base within anime and manga, they typically watch it more than the men, and we'll get to that reason in a second. But overall, yaoi, that's one of the interesting parts about anime is all the different subgenres. So it could be horror, it could be yaoi, it could be adventure. They also have different degrees of intensity. And so within yaoi, of course, there's going to be ranging from soft love, normal mushy-gushy stuff, to there's some basically pornographic esque type of yaoi presented. And so it really kind of shows the diversity that anime and manga has within the world. And so particularly we're going to focus on Janjou Romantica, and this is a very popular yaoi, actually probably one of the most famous yaoi of all time. And so it's done commercially, has been very successful. The director and the writers are very famous in the scene. And so the thing I think everyone really loves about Janjou Romantica, all the fans do, is that the characters don't feel forced. The relationships are very fun and witty, and it's just very well done. And so I think that there is just this very interesting presentation of LGBTQ nature. And Janjou Romantica tends to be more on the funny and lovable sides, and I think for this particular discourse, it's going to be interesting to see. So we're going to see the relationship between the main characters. So his boyfriend is a famous author.
直木賞と菊川賞を受賞した上、趣味と実績を兼ねたボーイズラブ小説も大人気。丸川書店売上ナンバーワンを誇る宇佐美明彦大天帝様よ。俺が昨日ものすごく綺麗に掃除してたの。見てたよね。知らん。そっち！つか何をどうやったら一晩でここまで散らかせるんだ。ねえ。兄ちゃんたちもうすぐ来るぞこら。今からどうやって片付け。やばい、この人寝起き最悪だった。あららしろ、先生に抱っこしてもらいたいな。そうだ、美咲お兄様だよ。ちょっとうさぎさん、子供相手に何やってんだよ。本能のみで行動する生き物は苦手だ。お前が言うな。ああ、そうだ。今日ザ・カンを好きな人っぽい人と偶然会ってさ。そういうのって運命の出会いってやつかな。
There's this one.
友達になればよかったな。ことが過去に。俺だけの世界にやろう。ここ2ヶ月本気で仕事つけて。
Oh, it's I'm sorry.
俺が俺の金で行くんだからいいじゃん。サインもらって帰ってくるだけなんだし。ダメだ。なんだそら。うさぎさんは俺をどうしたいんだよ。お前は俺だけしか会えないところに閉じ込めて、俺以外好きにならないようにして、俺だけの世界にお前俺を隔離すんな。その一日が命取りに。
So, basically within this particular anime, I think that what everyone really likes as well, and I'll just reiterate a little bit, is the naturalness. And so, if we just view kind of the commercial success right here, it says Janjou Romantica became the first yaoi boys love title to enter the New York Times manga bestseller list when it debuted in week 28. It sold 8,406 copies in its first week. It's currently the fourth best-selling debut DVD for an anime series of 2008. This is successful. And so, that also brings up, well, in the past, people and critics used to say, can an LGBTQ series within the anime world and manga world be successful? And so I think this kind of proves the point that it can be. And so, it's all about, when we're dealing with art and anime and manga, when we get down to it, it's art, it's expression, it's free expression. And I think that, what I've learned from studying this project is really about people's exploration of art and how this art, especially within LGBTQ presentation, the responses of the fan base, the responses of critics, the responses of even the writers themselves and the creators themselves. And I think the most important thing to remember about this is to not necessarily get hung up on how successful something is or how popular something is, but really the meaning and the presentation of it. And I think there's been overall more of a good representation of LGBTQ existence in the anime and manga community, but it still does need work. It still does need to be, I think, promoted a little bit more. And I think that it's not just within anime or manga. I think within all animation, especially within Hollywood, has done just, compared to the manga and anime world, I think Hollywood has done a horrible job with stereotyping and troping and all of these things that really don't push for tolerance and visibility within the LGBTQ community. And so I think, I've really appreciated doing this project because, as I am gay, and so ever since I did, I showed the first clip, ever since I saw that Naruto scene, it really got me interested in, wow, here's something that for once I don't feel left out of. I don't really feel left out when I'm reading anime or manga because I feel like the characters aren't rigid, and I think there's tons of coding with LGBTQ presence in manga and anime, and I think there's tons of inclusion on all different levels. And I think something that will be included in the evolution of LGBTQ presence in anime and manga is people of different color, people of different religious backgrounds, people of different races. It's going to be quite interesting how that plays out as well, and I'm really excited for the future. But I think so far, LGBTQ community within the anime and manga world, it's made progress, certainly from, having zero presence way when it started to having a lot of presence nowadays. And I think it's going to be it's going to be really good for the fan base because, the fans are so diverse, and the more inclusion we have, the better fan base we have, the better community we have, and the better of a more tolerable society that it's going to create. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity of doing this project, and I hope I hope that these past couple of clips have been insightful and they've been scholarly based. So thank you so much, and that's it.